think we're already. Oh, you got the preview up, don't you?
Yep.
Okay, they can probably hear us. Yeah, so we should be live.
Hey. Oh, mine still says waiting.
Okay, now it says you're live.
Oh, oh, there it goes. Okay, now I got it.
I
Yep.
think we're already. Oh, you got the preview up, don't you?
Yep.
So they can hear us, but they can't see us, huh?
Yep. And I forgot to mute it. But luckily enough, I had it going through my headphones, so y'all didn't have to hear it. All right, here we go. Smooth transition coming in. Pow.
Bam! What's going on, everyone? Texas Cloud Town and Mr. Shane Oakley back at it again.
What's up, everybody?
No guesses, no guess. But you know what? That just might mean that we have a little bit more time to talk about some good advocacy stuff. So hopefully y'all enjoy this. But go ahead and hit him with your buffet there, Shane.
All right. So, still got my Ardent on the White Dreamer and some Sad Boy Butter Cookie, which should be called Sad Boy Lemon Cookie. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, I got that Mr. Just Right with the dead goat. If it'll focus, maybe. Too much sunshine outside. There it goes. So, and in there with the Sad Boy Shamrock Cookie.
Nice.
Got the
Order some more of that.
yeah, got the Keen with the Axial, all blacked out. In there, of course, all day merge transmission. Got the profile on the Aegis with the Unity drip tip on there, just because that's the one I picked up. In there, got some Bubs, watermelon bubblegum from IVC, and then the Unity on the Shogun with that matchy matchy DHD drip tip. Shout out to Jess Marie. And in there, as always, Parade Maker.
Nice. How is that parade maker?
Oh, it's good. If you
I
like
almost got
the
that.
Yeah, if you like that hazelnut sugar cookie and toffee, it's a great combination. It's crazy because depending on the wattage you run it at, if you run it at a higher wattage, like I tried it when I got it, I put it in the drop on a mech, and it was a lot of toffee and a lot of cookie. But then I took it and put it in the profile, and I started playing with the wattages. And on a hotter vape, you get more toffee. But if you cool it down just a little bit, you get more hazelnut. But if you then you can take your wattage and kind of tune it in to where you get a little bit of both. So probably 65 to 68 watts, you get a perfect match of all the toffee and the sugar cookie and the hazelnut.
Nice.
So and
Yeah,
then
I won. I finally won on the
oh yeah, I saw
IV.
that.
So I got the vanilla cream soda. I was like, man,
Yeah,
hopefully it's good.
yeah. And then last thing, got my Caliburn. I got some Solus mint in there, 30 milligram. That's the only Nick salt I can't get away from, just because I can't find anything as good.
Yeah.
So, but that's all I got going.
You know what they need to make? They need to make some sad boy shamrock cookie in regular 10, 12, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
yeah, that'd
That'd
be
be really
really
good.
good.
All right, so I got the Unity on this little parallel D Pro box from Coil Art with some Sad Boy blueberry jam cookie. Haven't vaped that in a while, so I decided to pick it up, and I really kind of missed it. It's pretty good. Next, I got the Bonza 1.5 on the NATO with some the Cloud Nerd strawberry lemon.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. And then I got the Dead Goat on top of the Purge Twist or the Purge Knurled, whichever one it is, I can't remember. Inside that, I got some Vape Tasia, some Pineapple Express.
Is that any good?
And, yeah, this bottle right here, I mean, it's really steep.
Yeah,
I used a decent amount, but it took me about 3, 4 months to do this because it didn't taste the same.
yeah,
But I guess since it's steep, it tastes a little better. So I've really been enjoying it. like the last day or two.
Yeah, I've been looking for a good pineapple juice.
It's pretty good. It's not super pineapple-y because it still has a little bit of creaminess. But another one is I think it's called the 100, the Aloha gummy. It's like a pineapple gummy bear. It's really good.
Yeah.
I like that one. And then next I got the M Turk V2 on top of the Keen, all
Yeah.
blacked out with some of this corn muffin from Phoenix Vapor. They're going out of business. So a lot of their stuff is on sale right now. It's some really good stuff. This stuff is super steep, as you can see, but it's really good. So I decided to pick up some stuff from them to try to help them out because, I mean, when they're going out of business, they're just trying to get rid of everything, trying to make an extra dollar before they end it. So decided to see if I could pick up some stuff. And then I got my Me Pod. I got another Me Pod in, and I have some 10 milligram free-base nicotine peanut butter cookie from my local vape shop. So shout out to Freedom Vapor if they have the show up on there right now, which it probably closes pretty soon on this Saturday. But shout out to them. They're some really good people, always trying to stay up to date with all the new laws and advocacy and everything like that. Oh, and then I got this, the Cthulhu tube with the Shogun with some ripe straw nanner in there.
Straw nanners.
Some really good stuff. But yeah, so that's a lot of stuff I've been vaping on the last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how's everyone in chat doing?
There's Logan and Sean. There's
Got
Mike.
Swags in there.
The Vaping Ape. What's up, brother?
Got Overdrip. Who else we got? That's about it right there.
I'm hoping that Mike got everything moved.
Yeah.
He was hanging out in Zoom last night, and he's like, "No, I hadn't got everything done." But he still comes in and hangs out with us.
Because he's that's my Monday show to watch at work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But thank you everyone for tuning in. I really want to thank y'all for coming by and stopping in. If you can only stop in for a couple minutes and watch it, or if you can watch the replay, I just want to thank everyone for watching this. We do this not for ourselves. We do this so we could spread the knowledge of the advocacy and what you could do as an activist, and just get some articles out there so that way y'all can stay up to date on y'all's laws and what's going on around y'all also.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing this mainly for y'all, but I want to thank y'all for coming in and actually paying attention and joining in on the chat and everything. But right now I want to give a huge shout out to Clown Vapes. I don't see him in here yet, but he is a sponsor of this channel, of this show, The Weekend Wisdom. So I want to give him a huge shout out. We will probably be doing a giveaway at the end of the show.
Uh-oh.
So just make sure everyone watches for that. What did I just do? I hope I didn't mess nothing up. But yeah, so we will be doing a giveaway towards the end of the show. So make sure everyone stays in chat for that. If you want to pick up some clown coils, and then you could also use code WISDOM. I don't think anything's capitalized, just all lowercase WISDOM, and it will be 10% off any of Mr. J's vape supply liquids or any of the clown coils. So if you want to pick up any mint meat, or he just got rectum balls on his site. So it's a really good key lime pie flavor. If you really want to get some of that, stop in there, use code WISDOM, and you can get 10% off. Oh yeah, Sean Cloud knows his shit for sure.
Yep. And then Mike chimed in and said, "Nope, he's not done yet."
Well, after the show, Mike, you're gonna need to get done.
Oh, look at that! Clown will be the co-host this week on AO Vapes, or this week AO's in California, and the Vape Corner will be on Mike's channel.
Okay, cool, nice.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah. All right, so we got a few articles for y'all, and let's see, where's the first one? The first one I wanted to do was the one for FDA issues warning letters for social media volunteer violations. And I know they've talked about it, I think, on the Green Room, and I really just want to talk about it a little bit because I know we're sponsored by Clown and all that, but I mean, it's just crazy how, to me, they were giving warnings out to, like, say if we did it for Clown and we posted a picture of his coils and his juice and said, yeah, go pick this up. If we did that, he would be the one getting in trouble, because that's pretty much what it was saying, is that the people are getting in trouble for that. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link in that also.
Yeah, and they were talking about it on That's What She Said, and Angela and Danielle kind of dug into it, which two phenomenally smart people when it comes to this stuff. We try to cover what we can, but they are far beyond where we are at the moment. So hopefully one day we'll be as good as those two,
Hmm.
at least. So, but they were saying that if even if it was given to you and you promised to post a picture, it counts as a sponsorship, a paid sponsorship, even though you didn't have any money exchanged. It was free product for sponsorship. So
Yep.
nicotine warning has to be there unless you're getting zero nic, which they're saying that's the only way around it. Uh, that's the and we have our nicotine warning up, so we're good.
Look at that. Shane's on his stuff. But
Oh
yeah, the
yeah,
article does come from Angela Garrity. So if anyone wants to read that, I did drop it in chat. Make sure you go give it a read. And make sure you go check out Vaping Magazine because Angela does some really good articles on there. It looks like she's been on top of everything here lately. Has a whole lot of articles in there from her. I mean, she does write for other companies too, like Death Wish and stuff like that. She has her own magazine. So if y'all want to go check that out, go check her out. Go follow all of her social medias and her magazine and everything because she's a really good writer. She makes it to where you can. She takes out some of the words the government puts in there to make it to where it's a little bit more understandable. And then at the bottom of her article, she usually puts "click here to read more," as where she actually gets all of her information from for the article. But one of them is Solus, the one that you have,
yeah.
Shane, and then Hype City Vapor, and Humble Juice. Now, most of those I don't really vape on. That I Humble, I've had a couple of theirs. I didn't really like it too much, but those are the people. Oh, and then Artist e liquids. Uh, so all those right there are the ones who got the warnings that we know of from the FDA and FTC. So I mean, just if you are someone out there and you're getting sponsored, make sure you go by the rules because there is rules for that, and I don't want to see anyone get in trouble for it and having get their count taken away or something because that'd be pretty bad.
Yeah, and if you notice, I'm looking at all my bottles right now. But if you notice, it's on. I mean, even if you put the bottle up, the warning is there right on the front with the name and everything else. So it's not hard to get it in there. So I don't know why they wouldn't have it in the picture.
Well, I mean, like on this one right here. Oh, okay, this has it on two sides,
Yeah, yeah. I
but
mean, this
okay,
one
this
does
one has two
too.
sides.
But most
So
of them
like
I was
this one,
looking
like
at.
if you would take it with the picture,
Yeah,
it'd be like that, but the warning's on the back. So
yeah,
that would be, but they got double warnings on the back.
yeah,
And a lot of the ones I have are double warnings. I never really, I guess, looked at that, but
yeah.
yeah,
But and another thing, like Nick said last night on the stew, he was talking about there's a app out there that will do it for you,
mm-hmm.
so you don't have to
Yeah,
worry about it. Your warning is always going to be there. And if anybody remembers what that app was, you can throw it in the chat because I completely forget. I was in
yeah,
this
and I've
chair
heard.
when the stew ended, kind of like this. So
Yeah, and it doesn't look like they put in her article how big it has to be. Let me go to the actual one. I don't think there's an actual size of how big it has to be. I guess it just has to be legible.
yeah,
But yeah, so I mean, make sure if you are putting legible ones on there, don't put it in super fine print.
mm-hmm,
I mean, it's something that we're gonna have to do because I was actually gonna post a picture when I heard about this. I think it was on That's What He Says when I heard about it first, and I was gonna put a picture of. Okay, so here's. I was gonna put it to where part right here was the warning label, and this part right here was the picture I was trying to put in. I was gonna do that to show everyone that hey, we need to make sure we're actually our warning labels on stuff that we are gifted or given through a sponsorship or anything like that. Because if not, it's eventually going to come out to be to where they're going to say, hey, this percentage of your picture has to be warning label.
yeah,
So you're eventually try to look into your picture like this. And so that way you can kind of get your warning label on there, still show what you're trying to show off. So definitely make sure we're going by the rules. I know the rules do suck. They're stupid most of the
Yeah,
time, and they're just rules that they're making up to try stuff. Stuff we need to go by to show them that, hey, we're not just people who can't listen. We're normal, everyday people who know what we're talking about. It's just we're fighting for something that we believe in. So
exactly.
I'm not saying don't stop the fight. I'm not saying don't post pictures or anything like that, but just make sure we're doing it properly.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not hard to crop a picture. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I'm not the most technologically advanced person, but I even know how to crop a picture and, put a collage together and leave that one collage where you can just take the picture, drop it over, crop it down to size, and post it. I mean, it doesn't take long.
Yeah, and on Instagram, you don't even have to get a separate app no more. It's actually in Instagram if that's where you're posting. I don't know if Facebook has it, but I know on Instagram for sure they have it to where you can do a collage on the actual Instagram app as you're posting.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not going to be too hard for people to do. We just need to make sure we're seeing people do it properly. And if you see someone is getting sponsored, and they might not yet, or someone might have has told them, or they haven't got the word, just let them know. Say, hey, make sure you're doing this because I don't want to see your whole account get pulled just because you're posting pictures and stuff like that.
Right.
And I mean, it's I think they said that you don't have to go back and put on your old pictures, but if you're doing it, you should start doing it now because I mean, it can get to where they could pull your account most likely.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah,
I'm
because
actually gonna search.
they'll turn around and make Instagram do it, where that becomes part of their community guidelines.
Yeah, yeah. Because I know on Instagram for sure I don't like. There's one person for sure I know that doesn't do it, but they post a lot of stuff that they're. I don't know if she's sponsored or if they just give it to her to make pictures. Well, she's sponsored by some of them, but I don't see any warning labels actually on there.
Yeah. See, if it was me, and it was given to me just to cover my own butt and cover whoever gave it to me, I would put a warning on there regardless.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, for sure.
everything I have, I've bought. So, I mean, I'm not overly worried about it. But, if somebody sends me something, uh, you know, I'll make sure to put a warning on there.
Oh yeah. But yeah, guys. So social media. One thing that they were talking about in the green room with Logan was social media, and I know that's one thing he's going to do is Instagram to Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And what parts, kind of like what the advocacy and activism you do, but Twitter and Instagram on what parts you can do on that. So I mean, that's gonna be something really cool to come through his show because I'm not huge into Twitter. When I first started getting into advocacy, I was really on Twitter a decent amount, but here lately I really haven't been, and mainly because I heard from Grim that hey, Twitter's a good place to get in touch with your representatives and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Twitter is a really good place to do it, and it's not that hard to navigate through. But I know he said he's probably going to do a how to navigate for advocacy, vape advocacy, how to navigate through Twitter and stuff like that. So I mean, definitely look out for that on his channel because
Yeah.
that is a good place where you can actually get in touch with your representatives and stuff like
He's,
that. Because I
Logan
know
said it's tomorrow's video.
okay, awesome, awesome.
Rising
Yeah, because
Vape
I've
Show.
definitely done some. I've talked to, or I've not argued, but I've gotten to a couple things where I've put my thoughts on a post that a representative have put up there, and they will comment back. So I mean, just make sure you're being respectful also because that's something
Right.
that's really big. You don't want to be representing the vape community in a bad way.
Yeah. And that's one thing I kind of talked about on my video this week covering activism was they're going to judge you by your appearance regardless of what you think about it or anybody else thinks about it. If you go to a public forum, they're going to judge you on how you look. It's
Yeah,
sorry, it's sad. I hate it, and I know a lot of other people hate it, but they're gonna do it. So make yourself presentable. You know, pick the right people to do that for you. that know how you feel and know what you want to convey, and that way they can do it for you if you're not comfortable doing it. Uh oh. Jay froze. Help me, I'm alone. Hold on, let's see what I can do here. Alright, let's see here. Oh, yeah, let me do the Uncle Chris face now. So, yeah. Alright, so we'll just keep going. Maybe Jay will jump back in. Let's see, I think I had the articles pulled up too. Maybe. So not ready. Nope, he's got them all pulled up. So let's just go try to find something. This is so weird. I'm just talking to nobody. Y'all just have to bear with me just a minute. Oh, there he is.
Was it me or was it you?
No, it was you. I was in here all by myself.
I thought you kind of started getting a little bit robo on me. I was like, what the hell is that?
Oh,
Okay, there we go. So we're back.
yeah. No, I was in here by myself, and all of a sudden I finished talking, and you were just like sitting there, and I was like, oh, Jay froze, and then all of a sudden you disappeared. So I had to do the
Yeah, I know.
uncle. I had to do
It
the Uncle
kicked me
Chris
out of the
face.
room and it brought me back. Well, it looks like I'm back, but
There we
I
go.
guess what were you saying? 'Cause I didn't hear any of it.
Oh no, I was talking about judging. They're going to judge people on their appearance if you go to that public forum and do that kind of stuff. So, you know, become part of a group, because just having a role in it is a huge part. You know, regardless of what that role is, you just have to play your part. And if you're not one of those people that are good at speaking or, you know, public forums or anything like that, make sure whoever's doing it for you understands how the group feels and they can convey your concerns for you. So, and that, I just hate it that people will judge you on your appearance. That's what drives me crazy. Because
Yeah,
I don't feel like if I'm going to a, you know, city, county, whatever's going on, that I should have to be perfectly clean shaven with a suit and tie, you know, perfect hair, and, you know, all this other stuff to go up and speak my mind about something. But that's the way that they look at people, and it
hmm
just drives me crazy.
yeah. Because like me, I have a bunch of tattoos. I'm definitely not gonna walk in there with this on and a hat.
Right.
I'm probably gonna wear a long sleeve shirt, maybe a button up shirt, and some jeans. That's about it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get too dressed up, but I'm gonna dress to where they're not gonna sit there and say, "Oh, well, this is just some guy with a bunch of tattoos and he's an outlaw or something like that."
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely dress appropriately because it's it's something that they will judge you on for sure. Like I went to a, a a court thing in my city for a ticket I got, and one of the guys is like, "Oh well, this guy he's gonna get pushed right through because look at the way he's dressed. I dress this way for a reason because I'm not trying to pay for a ticket.
Yeah.
Let me just
Exactly.
dress a certain way so maybe they don't look at me and be like, oh, okay, yeah, he's bad news. He deserves to get this ticket.
Yeah.
Let me dress a different way or a certain way to make it to where I'm more presentable looking. I'm not saying go in there with a whole tuxedo or a suit and tie on. Just, I mean, if you have a lot of tattoos, especially if you have tattoos with nudity or bad language or anything like that on there,
Mm-hmm.
make sure you cover those up because, like, I got a buddy who he has fuck cancer on his arm. Even something like that, they might see as offensive. So, I
Right.
mean, definitely make sure you're covering up stuff like that. That'd be my only input on that one.
And never speak angrily.
Yeah, yeah. Make sure you keep your cool. If it gets to the point to where they're like, hey, well, they just sit there, they argue with you, they don't listen to anything you say. just remember they have their opinion too. So
Mm-hmm.
their level will be like, oh, I started raising my voice because they did. Let them raise their voice. Let them be the one who looks dumb. You sit there and you keep yourself composed. And if you need to, if it gets to the point to where your blood starts getting boiled and you feel
Mm-hmm.
like you're about to just start letting it out, just tell them, hey, well, this is the way I feel and this is the way I think of it. So that's it. And then just walk away.
Yes.
Don't let it come out of you. Don't let it to be you or a representation of the vape community come out in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's always good to keep your cool, but I mean, if it does get to the point where you don't think you can keep your cool, just walk away from it.
Yep. Thank you for letting me express my opinion, and thank you for your time. And turn around and
Yep.
walk away.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Because I mean, if anything, they're going to be the one who looks dumb, and then if the people in the courtroom see it also, they'll see that they're the ones who got angered over it, and they're going to be the ones who look different than you. You're going to be looked at as the one who came in there and spoke your opinion and walked away from it.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a whole lot better on your part. So definitely make sure you and it's always good to practice too what you're gonna say. I know you're not gonna be able to practice everything, like you're not gonna be able to practice what they're gonna say back, but you might have a good might have a good mindset of what they're gonna say back. So just kind of practice what you're gonna say. Make sure you're correct. Have facts. Have links if needed to where if they say, "Hey, well, where do you find this information from?" Make sure you have links and make sure you have it all printed out and stuff like that. And make
Yep.
sure you actually study up on your facts before you go in there because you don't want to look dumb in there just saying, "Okay, well, this is what I know or this is what they say." Make sure you actually have the facts on hand so that way they need you to show it to them, you
Excuse
can
me.
prove them wrong right there. But yeah, and social media is also another way to do it too. If you're on social media, or I guess we already kind of went over that on Twitter, but also on Instagram, make sure you're not sitting there saying F the FDA and all this other
Yeah.
stuff because it can get you in trouble or not like in jail and stuff, but they can pull your account and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So
One
make sure
thing that was brought up to
you
me recently was, we're talking about VGPG, and it's, vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol, stuff that
mm-hmm.
you take into your body through many, many other things.
Yep.
And somebody asked me, well, I understand that that's stuff that you eat, but it doesn't go in your lungs. How does that affect your lungs? And I sat there for a second and I said, I don't really know, but I'm going to research that. So
Yeah.
that's something that I'm going to start looking into, and that may be something that goes on my channel. Kind of looking into that, or it's something maybe something that we discuss on here.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, and don't like he just said he stopped and thought about it and said, you know, I don't know. Let me
Yeah,
not give you a lie. Like there's a guy at my work all the time when they say, hey, well, where are we at with this? He says, oh, don't let me lie to you. Let me go look.
yeah,
Don't lie to them. Just say, hey, I'm not too sure. Let me go research that for you. So it's always good to do research. And like we always say, don't take our word for it. Don't take any other show that you watch. Yeah, listen to what they say, but don't take their word for it. Do your own research.
mm-hmm.
Like half the stuff Shane says, if he brings up something I'm not too familiar with, I might type it out right here or I might write it down real quick because it's something I'm going to go research after the show
Mm-hmm.
because there's stuff that I want to know that he knows, but I also want to do my research because he might have misread something or I might have misread something.
Yeah,
Same thing for all the other shows. Make sure you do your own research on it too, because I mean, you want to make sure you're as up to date as possible, and you want to make sure you're getting proper facts.
right. And that's why we put the links for the articles that we're looking at in
Yep.
the chat. There's certain things in there that jump out at me, and different things jump out to Jay, and different things may jump out to you. And we're not saying go read everything we put in there, but it always will be good if you go read it because
Yep.
you may pick up something that we didn't.
Yeah. It's always good to do your own research because, I mean, there's tons of times where I've taken word from other people and it didn't really come back and bite me. But whenever I get asked a certain question about the same thing, I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
So like we always say, just make sure you do your own because it can come back to get you. Um, but yeah, I mean, searching what PG and VG goes in also is a good idea because Like I know it goes into toothpaste and stuff like that. A lot of people are like, "Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it's bad for you. It's terrible." I mean, just listen to what the words are. They're huge words, or
Yeah.
they're complicated words. And I'm just like, not really. But I mean, just have some stuff that they go into also. Like I always bring up toothpaste. It goes into toothpaste. I mean, how is toothpaste bad for you? You sit there
Hmm.
and you brush your teeth with it every single day. It goes into almost every single toothpaste, I believe. So, I mean, make sure you just look up some stuff that it actually goes into because you can also give them a fact of that also. But it's always good to look up different things also.
Yeah.
um,
And Logan put in there propylene glycol. I can't say that word today. Is used in many inhalant medications. It's also used in theatrical fog machines
yep,
because it's
yep.
benign in the lungs.
Yeah, I know. I know it's been used in inhalers and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you put one in there for vegetable also.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I mean there's tons of things this is used for, and it's FDA approved. PG and VG, they're both FDA approved things for food grade quality.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like we're using some kind of chemical that no one knows about. It's all FDA approved. But thing is we're adding other stuff into it like nicotine, which is where they're getting mad at us because it's not nicotine that they're getting from cigarettes because they're not making money off of it. That's where they're getting angry at us for that.
Yep.
But yeah, so I mean, definitely make sure everyone does their own research on that also. Um, so the next article was the I don't want to do that one yet. Where's the other one? Um, closed out the one that you told me about. What was the one do you have that one up, Shane?
No, I actually closed them all. If you go back and
I was about to
watch,
say I just did.
if you go back and watch whenever you went away, I was like, I don't have any of the articles pulled up. Hold on.
Man, where did that one
So
go?
it was on the FDA. It was
Oh no, it was
them.
the ICOS. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
it was them allowing the marketing of ICOS or ICOS,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah. So one thing that Shane brought up to me before the show was that ICOS was approved for pre-marketing and everything, so they're actually able to market that, and the FDA actually is approving them to market it. I mean, yeah, it is an FDA approved device, just like Juul is FDA approved device. That's why you see a lot of marketing with those, but then you don't see like you're not allowed to sit there and promote other stuff with on or not online, but like on commercials and stuff like that. You don't see a commercial for vape taser or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so ICOS is FDA approved for marketing. Get
So
that
just be
link.
prepared because there'll probably be 4 million commercials coming for it. Luckily
Yeah,
enough, I
I
don't
actually
have.
saw that Stan he found a pack of one or something like that at his work, I think,
Oh,
and he was like, let's see if it lights." We put that in the chat.
it's got to because it is tobacco. I mean, it's got to
Yeah.
burn. So
Yeah, so the link is in the chat for that. It's at www.fda.gov. So make sure you go check that out. And it's just pretty much talks about how the heat not burn system for tobacco is approved for market. And in here, some of the stuff that I read that to me is just doesn't really make sense is it says that the formaldehydes are 89 to 95% and 66 to 91% lower than in combustible cigarettes. To me, yeah, if it's harm reduction, like I've always said, I'm okay with it. It's it has its place. We all know it has its place, but to me, I still don't see those numbers adding up. Maybe the 66%, I see that maybe
hmm
with some of the other chemicals in it too. Maybe 66% or 50%, but 91 to 95, I don't see how it's FDA or I don't see how the FDA approved it with those numbers because to me that's just false information. I think because there's no way that it's as healthy as a vape instead of a cigarette. I don't see how they compare and they're almost the same amount of percentage healthier. To me, I don't see it because
right.
tobacco It's just tobacco. It's pretty much just a cigarette. They put it in PGVG and you put it in a little device.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thoughts. And I honestly don't see them booming in America because I don't want to say America is lazy, but there are a lot of lazy people in America. And if you have to clean that little filter out after every single time, you got to sit there and scrape it out, and then you got to put it back in there and put another one in there. Why not just pick something up like this, or even like a little me pod? You
Yeah.
just pull it out, you take off that little tab, and you just fill it up. And after you fill it up, you close it, you pop it back in. And if you need a new one, all you do is you just throw away this one, you get a new one, and you pop it in there after you fill it up and let it sit for like 5 minutes. So to me, I don't see how this is going to be a big seller because, yeah, it might be FDA approved and it might be more available than vape products eventually. But I just don't see how it's going to make a lot of money in America because of the, I guess you could say, the hurdles you're going to have to go through to make sure you keep it clean and you can still use it.
Right. And I'd love to see them do the same study they did with the cigarette versus the vape with the cotton balls and the suction. I'd love to see
Yeah,
that
that'd be
with an IQOS. I'd love to see them try to do that and see how much different it comes out.
I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna see if they have an email on there. If I could just message them and tell them about to do that,
Yeah.
because that'd be something that'd be really cool. I would. I don't know how much they are. I would probably buy one of them to see if they could do it.
Oh
Because
yeah.
that would be something that'd be really cool to see. If they could do all three together, or just use the previous video for just do the ICOs. To me, that'd be something that'd be really cool to see. Because, like I said, it's harm reduction. Yeah, good. It's good. It's going to help some people out, but it's not going to. I mean, I don't see it being as effective, or maybe as effective because it's the same draw system.
Yeah.
You still get the same. You're using your hand. You're using your mouth, stuff like that, just like with vaping. But I don't see the health benefits in it as much as 95%.
Right.
I don't see that.
And I think it should fall in there with the Jewel as the lifeboat vape. You know, the
Yeah.
little rowboat that's going to get you from A to B, and then you need to move on to something else, if not quitting altogether. You know, if you want to use it to quit, and I know there's a lot of people that use vaping to quit. You know, they start out at 12 and then go 630 and then nothing. You know, we talked about the video with what's his face, Dave Navarre.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, with the way he did it. You know, if you want to quit altogether, there's a way to step down. And you know, if the ICOS is just that first step, you know, I'm all for it. But you know, I don't want it to come in and try to replace what we have
Yeah.
because
Definitely.
I love what I have, and I don't want anybody coming in and messing with it.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think it, it does have a place, like everyone says. But like you said, I don't want to see it take over something. Like I have a buddy who just asked me the other day, hey, my mom, I think he said smoked for 35, 40 years, and she's trying to quit right now. And I think, I can't remember if he says 50 years. For some reason, the number 50 keeps coming up in my head. It might be 50 years of smoking, but she's trying to quit right now.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I'm like, dude, that's great, awesome. And he knows I have a lot of information. He knows I do YouTube for vaping and stuff like that. So the first person he came up to was me. Hey, man, she has something. She doesn't really like it. What should we do? Because
Yeah.
I don't want her to turn back to cigarettes. I said, man, send me what she has. Take a picture, message it to me, and I'll help you out. I have a bunch of crap that I don't use. I have a bunch of pod systems I'm trying to sell that I don't use. I'll give it to you. I got a bunch of juices that just sit there that I don't use.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, though, is finding what fits the person. That's one thing I tried to tell him is not everything's gonna work. Because he said something about, well, let me see what you have. And he's like, I think like that. I was like, dude, if she has one of these, you need to take it away from her now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the coils don't look like that. They don't look pre-made and stuff like that. He's like, but it does kind of look like that. I was like, okay, well, is there a tank on it? He's like, yeah, I think there is glass. And the first thing that popped in my head is Salt Nick pod system or Freebase and pod system. I said, hey,
Mm-hmm.
man, that she should really try, especially smoking a pack to 2 packs a day for 50 years,
Yeah.
I got something she needs to try. Because a tank to me, yeah, it's convenient. You can fill it up all the way 5 mils and vape your face off for the whole day or for a couple hours and then have to refill it. But
Yeah.
it's all about finding what fits the person. So anyone out there tries to help someone, the thing is you got to figure out what helps, what fits them. Like I have a cousin who I'm giving a device to, but he knows what he wants. He knows he doesn't like that tight draw of a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that he wants something more airy. So a tank would be perfect.
Yeah.
But for someone who's been smoking cigarettes and wants that same draw, it's not really they want the same draw. It's getting the same draw as a cigarette, the same motion,
Yeah.
something small like a cigarette, like a jewel would be perfect. Fits
Yeah.
between your fingers. You can smoke it just like a cigarette, hold it
Yeah.
the same way and everything. That's perfect for someone like that. So I told him the first thing to do is if she has a tank like that, exactly. If she has a tank like that, if I were him, over here in Texas, we have Quick Trips. I said, dude, you can go buy a Enjoy Ace pod system with the 50 milligram salt nicks. Let her try that out. I said it's probably about $15 for the pods, and then you get the pod system for 99 cents if you buy a pack of pods. I said go pick one of those up, try it out. If she likes that, I have something that she'll like even more because she could refill it and she can lower her nicotine whenever she wants, and I
Mm-hmm.
have extra pods for it. But it's all about finding what fits the person. Because like for me quitting, whenever I quit dipping again, whenever I went back to it for a couple months, I knew what I wanted, so I went straight back to rebuildable because I know what I want. I know I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all about finding what fits the person. And yeah, ICOS might be for someone out there, but it is a stepping stone. It's not something that hey you should use forever, like we always say.
They say you're real choppy. I don't know why.
Let me check my connection's good. I think.
Yeah, I mean we're rocking over here.
Not too sure why. We'll keep going with it. Maybe I'll move the mic closer, see if that's got everything connected. I think.
Let's hope so. We're already 40 minutes in.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I love it gets any better as I go along.
Yeah.
Let me take Wi-Fi off my phone also. Got a
Yeah.
house full of people over here right now, so there's probably a bunch of people on Wi-Fi.
Probably so. Usually it's my internet giving us fits, but mine's, you know, knock on wood, it's doing
Yeah.
okay at the moment.
Well, Logan, is the video choppy or is the choppy? Wait a second for that.
Yeah, you're a little choppy when you're talking to me, so
Huh.
I don't know.
Well,
And
hell.
yeah, he said that I'm not choppy at all, just you.
Yeah.
It's your fault, man.
All right. Well, we'll continue on with it. If it gets too choppy, just let us know. And maybe we could do like Dunkel Croy. We can just have Shane say everything
Yeah,
for
no,
me.
I'll get to do my Uncle Chris impression again.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I mean, ICOS. Everyone, go ahead and put in chat what you think about the ICOS. I know vapors are gonna hate it, but I mean, we do got to remember it's harm reduction and it does have a place. But I know we have things already as vapors and as a community and as everything else. Okay, it's not terrible. Okay, good. But I know as vapors we already do have stuff that is in place that we know. Okay, hey, this should be your first step if if you've been smoking packs and packs a day.
Right.
But it's just someone else is gonna. I mean, it's like everything else in life. Someone else is gonna try to come out with something to one up it or make another step in there. So if you're at step 3, they're hey, well, let me make one for step 2 or let me make one for step 4.
Yeah.
Someone's always gonna try to make a step in between so that way they can make money off of their product.
Right.
And yeah, I understand it's all about making money, but it shouldn't be about making money. It should be about harm reduction and having a healthier America and a healthier world. If that, I mean, to me, I think that the government should do more on making it healthier instead of the people trying to say, "Hey, this is healthier," and then them just shutting us down.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did I ever post that? Oh, yeah, I post the link. So the one for the ICOS is in the chat. It was all the way from April 30th, though. So I mean, some people might have read it, and it is from the FDA.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Logan says the one thing that ICOS has up on vaping is that it tastes exactly like a cigarette. In a way, I
yeah.
agree with you, but in a way, I don't. One thing that got me to vaping instead of smoking was the flavor. I
Mhm.
don't have that funk taste in my mouth all the time from a cigarette. And, food tastes better, everything smells better, except for people that continue to smoke after they smoke, they walk by. So they still stink. But uh, nothing against smokers, just, you smell funny.
Yeah. So I mean, that is true because there's a lot of people who, I mean, I never really liked the taste of it, but I mean, there are a lot of people who want that same everything,
Yeah.
just something healthier.
Hmm.
But I mean, it's just trying to find the right balance, I guess you could say. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was one of the things for me too. Is whenever I dipped and whenever I smoked, is you only have a certain amount of flavors. Yeah, dip has a ton of flavors, but I mean, you still only have a certain amount of flavors you can get
Right.
vaping. And you can walk into a vape store that hand makes theirs right there, and you can get whatever flavor you want.
Yeah.
Most
And
times, if you
that's
Google on the internet, you can still find any flavor you want.
and that's another thing that needs to be done is when the current smoker walks into the vape shop and they're talking to a 21 or 22-year-old that's just trying to sell them something that doesn't need to be how it is. Sean has said it many, many times about a customer driven vape shop. And that's where people need to go. If it's out of the way for you, I fully understand. But a customer driven vape shop is the best place to go for the smoker trying to convert. A regular, I say regular, just the vape shops that are kind of in it for the money, which from what I understand, brick and mortars, there's still not a lot of money for them. So of course they're going to try to make something on everything. It's kind of like going to the small car lot. They want to make $1,000 on every sale. Where the bigger car lots they're making $20, but they're selling 10 times the volume that the small car lot is.
Yeah.
But we need more customer driven vape establishments, vape shops, however you want to say it, because they're the ones that cater to what their customers need and not what they think they can sell.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that's why my vape shop hasn't. I know it's a downfall to a lot of people, but then it's it's a downfall to a lot of people that the vape shop I go to is not lab ran or made. The juices aren't made in a lab. But I think the reason why, or I'm pretty sure the reason why they don't do that is because there's so many different people that go into that vape shop, from being the 18-year-old to just getting into vaping, just
Mm-hmm.
legal age, which is probably about to be 21, to being a 67-year-old person who wants the same juice every time.
Yep.
And it's, I mean, like there's still people that go in there that use a little skinny looking aspire tank all the time. And the guy goes in there, he has two flavors he wants and a 10 milligram nicotine, and that's all he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have people who go in there who want to, oh, hey, well, can you make, okay, I see your deal of the day is, say it's custard. Well, can I put peanut butter and chocolate in there with the custard? And they can make it right there. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, to me, I see it as a huge advantage because they could sit there and they can make whatever they want right there. But then the people in the lab make it. Yeah, you can sit there and say you're lab tested and your lab it's lab made.
Right.
It's all sterilized products that they're or all sterilized tools and utensils they're using. But I mean, I've seen how my shop makes them. Everything is clean. Everything gets thrown away right after. It's never reused. If something falls and hits the floor, they're not going to pick it up and reuse it. They're just going to trash it. Because I mean, most of the time, the stuff they use to make it is pretty cheap. like the little droppers and everything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the little pips or whatever they call
Yeah. And Logan, go ahead, man, take over chat. That's fine.
them.
We like to see people in chat. It always brings up good conversations also for me and Shane.
Yeah. Yeah, because we kind of bounce off of you guys too.
Yeah, because there's sometimes where we'll say, hey, we're before the show we're doing 3 articles, and we can get through those 3 articles in 20 minutes of like, crap. But when the chat's going, it brings up good conversations.
Oh, yeah.
So the 2 links I'm putting in there right now, one of them is from Vapin Magazine, and that's the one that Angela Garrity did on the FDA gives, or for the, where is it? There it is. For the FDA guidelines or FDA issues, final guidelines for PMTA, and the one from CNN where she put the link at the bottom to where she got the rest of the information from. And yeah, so they came to agreement on that. So, and they just put it there, and I believe it's e-cigarettes to remain on the market until 2022 for requiring companies to apply for FDA authorization. So, I mean, the more we can get involved in that and we can fight it and go against it properly, of course. But the more we could do that, the more we can get that pushback. Now, I'm not saying it will get pushback. I'm not saying that it's a definite, yeah, we could keep pushing it back, but there's always something that can be done. As long as you use your voice, like Shane always says, we
Mm-hmm.
still need to stand up, get out there. And I mean, all the people who you can find work for the FDA and are disapproving of these, and all of these people who work for the organizations or the volunteer organizations or nonprofits or anything like that, that if you can find that they work for that, hell, send them over your story. I mean, that's something that's really good to do is, hey, I've been vaping for this long. I smoked for this long. I feel this much healthier. I mean, it helps me
Mm-hmm.
so much more with this. And also, one thing to put in there, I would think, because one of the big reasons why they're trying to get a lot of this stuff not pushed through the FDA is because of the kids. And put in there, I mean, like, hey, I see kids doing this all the time. This is something I don't approve of. I'm with y'all on that. I don't think underage people should be vaping, smoking, drinking, or anything. But this is something that has helped me through my adult life. I am an adult. I
Mm-hmm.
am such and such age. I mean, this is something that I think that could help out other adults. That's why I think it should still stay on the market. That's something that I would definitely. That's something I'm definitely going to put in mind
Yeah.
whenever I have it all typed up because, yeah, I mean, it shows that you care, that what they care about too. Because I mean, yeah, the main reason why they say they're doing it is because of the kids. Oh yeah, the kids are getting a hold of it. The kids are getting a hold of it. Yeah, we understand that. I'm not for that either. The other day I was driving and I saw a kid walking down the road. I swear he could not have been over 15, 16 years old smoking a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know though. I wasn't gonna sit there and say, "Hey, give me your ID, kid." I mean, he's walking down the country road about 5 miles long, smoking a cigarette. He probably had a bad day. I mean, you're walking 5 miles right there. But I mean, it's still like after I passed by, I looked at my fiance. I was like, man, there's no way he was of age. I'll sit there and pull over and say, hey man, give me your ID, give me your pack of cigarettes. You shouldn't be doing this. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing this. But I mean, who's buying it for them? How are they getting it?
Right.
That's what I want to. That's what I'm more concerned about.
Right. And, it also comes down to parenting. You be
Yep.
the parent of your children. You don't depend on anybody else to do it. And, we've spoken before about restructuring the FDA to where they're more like OSHA, where they're funded by their fines rather than
Mm-hmm.
being funded by big pharma and big tobacco and all these other lobbyists that keep dropping money over in here for, well, I say lobbyists, organizations that drop money into the FDA to try to get them to approve or disapprove whatever they want them to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it is good that they're showing that they're gonna I guess they will remain on the market until 2020 before requiring. So honestly, I mean, this is something that we could still, like I said, we could still fight because right now it's showing be FDA authorized, or they have to have FDA authorization, which we know even people like Vapetasia and Savage and stuff like that, we know that they're not going to be able to afford that. If they do, I mean, they'll be able to afford maybe one liquid to be able to get approved at a
Yeah.
certain milligram because it's a lot of money. But I mean, I don't see them being able to get all their flavors approved. And this is something we're going to really need to fight because if not, we're going to be seeing flavors go away in a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And all I got to say to that is we want to be able to, like, it's just something we always say is we want to see people down the road have that choice. That's the main reason why we do it. We don't want it to be to where they're saying, hey, well, this is, I mean, it's not available no more, so you're not gonna be able to get it. Yeah, that sucks because you're not gonna be able to sit there and they're gonna have to keep smoking pretty much,
Yeah. If they want to get their nicotine, that'll be the only way. Other
or the
than,
ICOS.
yeah,
But yeah,
ICOS
so I mean,
patches or gum, which patches and gum don't work.
mm-hmm, exactly. Um. So yeah, that I mean, it's a good thing that they did come to agreement to push it back a little bit
Yeah.
before FDA regulations and everything. But I mean, it's still something to be very worried about because it's, it's a little bit of a time, but it's not very long when you look at it because
Yeah,
there's
it's
a
really not.
extensive process to get put through the FDA for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, so what was I gonna say? There's one more I think. I know there's a bunch going on about taxes, so that's one thing that we really need to be paying attention to. Also, is taxes, because I mean, it's already. I mean, like I showed you from
Phoenix
Phoenix
Vapor.
Vape, and I believe the vaping politician works for them,
I think so.
and I know he does videos through them, and I was on I think it was on Black Cat White Face's channel where he said that they gave him all the camera equipment, all this stuff to still record his videos and everything. But I mean, it's sad to see a company like that go down.
Yeah.
And if you look if you look on their actual website, they have it to where it has advocacy stuff on there. Pull it up real quick so I can actually read it off. But yeah, they actually have advocacy stuff on there. And one big company that I actually want to give a huge shout out to, and I know it's not going to mean nothing to them from me, but uh, Vapetasia, they've been not on their game, but they've been sitting there in the advocacy realm here the last couple months with all that stuff going on Instagram, on their actual website and everything. They've been doing a lot of posts about all the taxes and everything. And yeah, I mean, they probably should have done something sooner. I'm not knocking them for that, but I mean, it's something that they maybe should have done sooner to where it didn't get that far. But I mean, it's good that they're doing something now because yeah, it will directly affect them because they will have a lot less people buying from them
Mm-hmm.
because of the amount of money they're going to have to pay. But I mean, to me, it's in my eyes, it's always good to see a company, a vape company or a someone who's huge in the industry putting something up about advocacy because the last couple posts I've seen, or I see at least a post a week or every two a week from them about the actual uh, about for an advocacy stuff.
Yeah, I think they caught a lot of flack not too long ago about their labeling, and they relabeled everything.
Yeah,
So,
I think this might be a new label because it doesn't have the face on it no more.
yeah, that's one of the new ones.
Yeah, so I mean that's something that's really good that they did. Because I mean, yeah, it does suck. You gotta change your labeling, but it's for the better. But yeah, it does suck. Like I know Sad Boy's doing theirs. If you haven't seen their new ones, it doesn't have this on here no more. It just has their name and then it has like the background, but it doesn't have the
Yeah,
little monster guy on there no more. But yeah, I mean,
it's like that.
yeah, one that I've seen that they haven't actually done was what is their name? Jam Monster, Fruit Monster. They still have that. It's a very small monster guy, but it's on there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's. I'm not trying to call anyone out or anything like that, but I mean, it sucks that you do have to change your labels for reason that they're saying, oh well, there's an epidemic on teens or kids doing this, and
Yeah.
yeah, it does suck because I mean you're gonna have to change it and you're gonna have to redo all that, and yeah, it costs a lot of money because I mean you could be sitting on a huge stock of liquids which you could still sell through. Like I
Right.
know all the other companies have been selling through the liquids,
Mm-hmm.
but you could be sitting on a stack of labels, like boxes and boxes. I'm not even just talking about like a one stack. I'm talking about boxes of labels.
Yeah.
If you're sitting on boxes of labels, it could be a couple hundred to a couple $1,000s, and you're pretty much got to throw that away just
Yeah.
to get new ones. And once you get the new ones, you got to get them. You got to get them printed and pay for them and everything, and you got to sit on that, and they might change it again on you.
Yeah. Well,
So I
back
mean, yeah,
when
it does suck, but we got to make sure we're staying within what they want us to do to try to stay alive.
yeah, back when Clouds of Mass Destruction was around, he had to go back, and I still got these sitting here. He had to go back and change all of his for this to add
Yeah.
to take. He had to take his up and crop it and add this at the bottom to
Mm-hmm.
do all of his, and he had a ton of old labels.
Yeah. Yeah.
So shout out to John Carter.
But yeah, man, I don't know exactly because I'm not. I don't sit there and I don't make liquids and stuff like that. I haven't got into the DIY or anything, and if I did, I would I wouldn't be selling them. I guess you could say. But I mean, it's I understand what their struggle is because we go through some stuff like that at work sometimes. But luckily, we don't sit on there and have pre-printed stuff. It's a lot of stuff we could change in a system and change it right there, and it'll be okay. But yeah, it does suck because I mean that's a lot of money that they're losing right there just to try to make more money, and then they change it again. You're gonna have to lose even more money.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, most of these companies they're not going to order 100 labels. They're going to
Yeah,
order 50,000 labels just to get a. Because most of that stuff, it's on volume pricing. So if you order,
yeah.
if you order 5,000, you get it for this price, and 10,000 it drops. So I have a feeling they probably have a lot of labels they had to get rid of.
What's up, Jacoby? Showed he just came in, so
Yep.
I say what's up to him. um, so kind of going back to what you were talking about earlier about the customer oriented vape shops.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing we bring up time to time is making sure that you're checking in on your local vape shop because I mean there's sometimes where I completely forget about it. I don't go in there for a while because I order so much stuff online or I get busy and I just forget stuff. So I went in there this week and I bought some juice for him for my little pod system, some free base nicotine. But I mean, there's always good to check in on your local vape shop, see if they know if they're up to date on their stuff. Like I know Shane, he has two around you, don't you?
Yeah, I got one here in the town where I live, and then there's two right by my office.
Yeah, and you said one of them you don't like because they don't stay up to regulation and they
Yeah,
don't
they
really. Yeah,
they sell to everybody.
yeah. So I mean, it's definitely good to go in there, have a little talk with them. I mean, you're not the FDA, so you can't really enforce anything. But, I mean, just like kind of talk to them, see if they know all the regulations and stuff, because there might be stuff that you know that they don't know,
Mm-hmm.
and you might be able to point them in the right direction of where to get information from first, so that way they can be up to date on everything, and just to try to talk to the employees and the people in there who come in and buy stuff, all the customers, because it's always good to hang out with them and get to talk because I like going in there. I like trying to help them out, especially on days where they run any flavor is the daily deal for them. They do that, I think, around once a month, and they do it on special occasions. Like they probably did one today for Father's Day, but they do it on usually holidays and stuff like that, and definitely national holidays. But I like to go in there and help them out on that because they do get slammed. There's a lot of new people who go in there who don't know what they want,
Yeah,
and me being experienced, it's easier for me to help them. And that's the thing I like about my vape shop is one of the guys actually still struggles with smoking cigarettes, but he's a big pod user now, and he said that's honestly what's helped him through not smoking a cigarette in the last couple months, last year or two. is the pod systems.
Mm-hmm.
And then the lady in there, she's big into her sub-ohm tanks. She likes her sub-ohm tanks with her regulated box mods and everything, and she loves that. So I mean, it's always good to go in there and talk to them and ask them if you can do a little bit of advocacy with the people who come in. Don't sit there and scare away their customer because they probably won't let you back in, but
Yeah.
sit there and try to help them out.
Yeah, it's always good to at least let them know that you're there to help. You
Yep,
know.
yep. So looks like we're running down towards the end of the show. So if anyone in chat wants some clown coils, next one in chat, and we will pick a winner. Shane, we might have to do that. Have you seen Daily Vape TV? Are you a patron of his?
Uh-uh.
Oh, he has a wheel on his desktop, I think, or his laptop. And I can't remember what website it's from, but you can put everyone's name on a wheel, and that's how he picks his Patreon winners and
Oh, that's
stuff.
cool.
Yeah, instead of doing the randomizer. But
Yeah,
yeah, if
I'll
anyone
look.
wants any clown clothes, X1 in chat, and we'll pick a winner at the very end. And yeah, Shane, you got anything coming up on your channel?
Well, this next video, I've covered both, kind of advocacy and then activism. And now what I want to kind of do is take a turn and combine the both and take it more into a vaping direction. It's just been kind of general up until now because I wanted to cover all the bases. That way, you get the general knowledge of advocacy, you get the general knowledge of activism, and now you can take this next video and it's going to apply them to the vaping community and how you can impact your community by using the advocacy and activism.
That'd be a good one. Yeah, I watched yours the other day. I had a customer at my work, and I had on my lunch break. I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm not gonna go out to eat today. You can go ahead and go." So I sat there, ate my lunch, and I watched your video.
Oh,
But
thanks.
yeah, definitely, if you haven't checked out Shane, check out his channel. Shane, please drop the link to your channel in chat
Let's
because
see.
I mean it's something that everyone needs to definitely go check out because he puts out some really good information. One thing I like to say about Shane is you could tell he doesn't sit there and just kind of half-ass his research and the videos on his channel. He puts his heart into it because you could tell by the way he speaks on it and how much information he gives you in those 20 to 30 minutes or however long his uh, videos usually are. I know he tries not to go too far over 30 minutes or anything, or too far over 20.
Yeah, I
But
try to
yeah, I
keep
mean,
them
you can
around
tell how
20.
much he's really passionate about it. Yeah. So definitely go check him out because he really he cares about this community. He cares about everyone in it, and he cares about the people who want to come in it eventually.
Let's see here.
On another announcement, Shane will be doing the weekend wisdom, or I don't know what he's gonna call it next week. If he wants to call it weekend wisdom, that's fine. But he'll be going live on his channel next week. Sunday, not too sure when. But make sure y'all go check that out. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell on his channel, so that way y'all can be ready for whenever he posts up his next video, and then whenever he does a live next, because I will be in Houston at Vape Showcase.
Make sure that link worked. Yep, it worked.
All right, awesome. But yeah, so you got any or you got any things you might be putting on that live you do next week?
Don't know just yet. I'm going to start researching it probably maybe tonight or tomorrow.
Mm.
Kind of where we want to go with it. Of course, it's going to be advocacy, activism driven, just like everything else that we do. Uh, may take a quick look at some e-liquid
Yeah.
just to look at branding and things like that. That's some things I want to kind of get into. Just kind of a look at branding and uh, how they're doing it and what they're doing and if it's right or wrong, or just kind of my opinion on if something needs to change or if it can stay the same.
Yeah,
Oh, but
that'd be a good one because I definitely have. I think they might be older bottles. I don't know if the company changed their labels, but I got some bottles that are really questionable
yeah,
now,
yeah. I don't
especially
know.
look.
I don't really think I have anything that's questionable anymore.
I
I
might have to
mean,
send you some over because there's some I don't really use.
yeah.
I might try to pick out some of the worst ones and
I
send them
mean,
over.
other than who would want to vape something named Alien Piss? I mean,
I
I
think
mean, they've changed it now. It's now just called AP.
we
So
have a vape shop called Redneck Vapor over in it's close to our town. I don't even know if they're still open or not. It's been a while since I've been there. Last time I went there was back when Vamo V3s were big and the Cardo tanks were huge. So
yeah.
it's been a while since I've been there. But they're a really cool shop. They used to have these big old Cardo tanks, like 20, I think they're like 15 mils.
Oh dang.
And they're huge and they're awesome. And they were custom made and I ended up buying one. I think they're like $60, $70 back then.
Yeah.
And uh, they had some weird named flavors like roadkill, skunk butt.
Oh
They had
wow.
some, but the thing was they didn't have many good tasting flavors. So I mean, probably wasn't that bad. They had the bad names.
Yeah. And if anybody's out there that really likes watermelon, go over to IVC and get you some Bubs, some
Yeah,
watermelon bubble gum. That stuff's
definitely go over to IVC. I tried when I tried picking out the juice or when I won the bottle a day giveaway.
yeah,
Dude, it took me forever. I hear it all the time. Oh, hey, this juice is good. This juice is good. But I was like,
yeah,
okay, well, I know those are good. Let me look for myself. And I was sitting there every single one, going through the page on one, look at it.
yeah,
It took forever for me to pick one.
yeah. I went back and forth a lot on a few of them that I've tried from there. Their Bell Islander's really good, and they have
Mm-hmm.
one called Opuncha. That's a like a Mexican. What's it called? Mexican fruit punch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mexican fruit punch. It's like a
Yeah.
pear, prickly pear kind of flavor, and it's really good. It's just not something that I vape all the time, but it's a
Yeah.
really good mix up. Like if I kind of get bored of something, I'll throw that in there.
Nice. Yeah, I want to get something I haven't really had yet, so that's why I picked that cream soda.
Yeah,
I like cream soda. Cream soda is pretty good.
yeah,
Um, but on my channel next, I'll probably have I won't do an unbox or I won't do a mail time yet because I'll probably do one the week after showcase. So I'll probably do a flashback Friday or something, and I'll probably have a review or two up. So definitely be on the lookout for those. I have one review already recorded. I need to record another one, and I'll do that flashback Friday probably. But I want to do the mail time after uh, showcase so I can show y'all kind of what I got from there. That'd be pretty cool. I know there's gonna be. I've already looked at it. There's gonna be a lot of vendors there, a lot of liquid vendors. So that'd be something pretty cool. I might do a vlog. I'm not too sure. Might do one, um, but it's gonna be a fun time. And I might actually record the advocacy panel up there when they're doing their speaking. I know that's something big that a lot of people do. Might record it and post it up on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or something.
yeah.
So
That'll be
definitely be
good.
on the lookout for those.
Yeah, and since James and I will just be in Discord together the whole time y'all are gone, we're expecting a lot of pictures and videos.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, Stan's already got a lot of stuff planned. I can't wait. I mean, this is gonna be my first convention, so I might be able to come back with a hey, try don't do this or do this because I've already heard a lot of good things. Like I know one of course is wear comfortable shoes, wear comfortable clothing.
Yeah,
Of course, I'm gonna do that because it'll be bad if I don't. Another one is that I've heard is the 0 milligram thing. That's something that's really smart. I might have to go pick up some 0 milligram before I go, or when I get there, buy some 0 milligram because you don't want to get nicked out. And I've heard a lot of stories about people getting sick out there because they get nicked out. And definitely hand sanitizer is a big one. I'm gonna bring a big
yeah,
old jug of that.
yeah. You don't want to get the vape show funk.
No, nope. And I'm probably gonna I have a bunch of drip tips that fit loose on my mods.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna bring some of those. So that way, if anyone wants to try it here, let me pop mine off. Because
Yeah,
the ones that are hard in there, man,
yeah.
they take about a good minute to get off.
Well, actually, a lot of the ones that you can pick up, the temporaries that they have, A lot of them will fit inside the inner diameter of an 810.
Yeah, yeah.
So they can just stick that on there.
Might have to go to my local vape shop and see if they have some. Try to buy some off of them.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, there'll be a bunch at the show because they'll have every vendor will have a bucket full of them.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. But yeah, looks like we're running down the last couple minutes. No one wants any clown coils, so
I
I
guess
guess
not. We'll just
that's
hold
fine.
it. Yeah, we'll just hold
Yep.
it for the next time.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely, like I said, check out Shane's channel. He has a video coming up, and he's gonna be doing a live next week. Might have a guest on there, might not, might just be looking at some stuff. But yeah, so definitely make sure y'all check that out for sure. And his link is in the chat, so make sure you go subscribe to that. Get him up on those subscribes, and make sure you leave a like on all of his videos because hey, he does it for a reason. He doesn't do it for himself.
Yep, everything's out there for you guys. Not just for the experienced vapors or the hobbyists, kind of like we are, but so the hobbyist can take that information and pass it down to the casual vapor. In small increments, like they were talking about it on the green room, which was a great thing to cover was how to talk to a new vapor. Here's a little bit of information about what's going on since you just started vaping. Just take a look at it. Let me know what you think about it, and then we'll move on from there.
Yeah.
So it's hard not to overload somebody and say, "Hey, I'm glad you're vaping now. You need to do this, 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 and sign up for this. You got to send a letter to these 14 people. It's got to be
Yeah.
handwritten. It's got to be your story. It can't be somebody else's story." So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot that needs to be done, but they need to do it in small doses, so that
Yep.
way they're not overwhelmed.
Yeah. Um. Any last words you have for him, Shane?
And always let your voice be heard. And like I said in my last video, and if you hadn't watched it, go watch it. I say let your voice be heard, but sometimes your voice is an action. And I know that probably doesn't make sense, but any action you do towards advocacy and activism in vaping is always lending to your voice. So always let your voice be heard, people. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yep. And everyone wants to replay and everyone watching live. I want to thank y'all for coming out and watching or listening to us. Listen to us talk about some advocacy. I know it sometimes gets a little boring, but stuff we got to get out there.
Yep.
So just make sure y'all keep it cloudy and let's vape on y'all.